You're live. Monday, November 5th, 2012 facilities.
Okay, in attendance, Ken Smith, myself, Scott Potts, Mike Wolf, Wayne Klein, and Steve Rhodes, and of course, obviously, Dr. Ott. We have a brief meeting covering several topics tonight. We're going to start first with the bridge projects that the state would like to, I guess, ramp up to start early in December. And we have transportation here to discuss some of the feasibility with redirecting, I guess, the bus routes.
Well, the reason I invited the gentleman here tonight was I didn't really know what committee to put this on, and I felt it would be better in a committee, so I think transportation is kind of a subset of facilities. At least we can get it into the record so everybody on the board knows what's going on. This was prompted by an email that we got from Chaz Lyon about a week ago. I forwarded it to Kenny, and I felt it would be best for us to have a meeting rather than have one just in our office. I thought it might be good to enter this into the public record so everybody kind of knows what's going on with this. It'll help kind of get it out there
sooner rather than later.
Yeah. So, gentlemen, if you want to just what you've been told, just helpful for us to know, and impact, etc.
Well, just reading the email, the railroad bridge alone really shouldn't affect any of our runs. We can detour to another railroad crossing about a mile away that shouldn't have much of an effect on any of the runs.
Okay.
What I'm not sure of is how that's going to impact when they close down the river bridge. Because that will have a huge impact. And from our point of view, and I think from the school's point of view, it would be best if that shutdown took place during the months when schools shut down.
Which one is the railroad bridge? I'm a little
That's
confused.
the one right next to
the one right at
my
the
office.
bus shed, Wayne's bus shed.
Oh, they call that the railroad
Yeah,
bridge.
that goes over the top of the railroad
That's
track.
That goes over the railroad, and the other one is the one
Goes over
next
the railroad.
Douglasville to Amity Township on the other side.
Right.
Union Township.
I'm sorry, Union
Amity
Township.
How long will the project be for the railroad bridge?
Don't know.
For the railroad bridge right now, they really didn't say, but Chad just told me that as soon as the railroad bridge is done, they're going to start the river bridge.
So they're not going to do. They're
not
not
gonna-
doing them both at one time.
They're not going to shut down both at one time. I spoke to Chaz on Friday. He said as soon as they have substantial completion on the rail bridge and they can use it, they're going to start on the river
Do
bridge.
they have any timeline on that?
No, they do not.
Are those on the same
No,
road?
they do not.
Yeah.
So it's one continuous road.
Exactly.
Charlie can get-
Nah, I know where we're going.
I guess because weather's got to be a hinge on that.
Weather's going to be huge.
How long
this
of a
time of year.
project? 2 years?
I don't know. I understand
That one across the river is going to be a heck of a project.
Well, I think the river, they're just redecking.
The,
Not railroad.
the river bridge are just redecking. There's no piers or anything like that.
So the bridge is structurally sound,
Yes, it's just a decking on top.
Right. The railroad bridge, that's
blowing up.
the whole 9 yards. They're
Yeah,
doing
that's
everything.
being
That
taken
usually
out.
takes at least a year.
I would think.
Well, I'm sure they're going to build some bulkheads on each side and span it with steel.
Well, decking at this point, so maybe they open it up, they might find something to decide. Hopefully not. It's worth.
Well, they should have done an inspection on that bridge before they determined that.
I mean, railroad bridge is fairly small. I wonder if they would prefab anything to bring
No.
in. Or they widen.
Well, they are going to go wider. They're
Yeah.
going. They're not. They say they're not impacting my property, but they're going. They're adding a 10-foot walkway on Frommer's side.
Wow. You think? Well, Charlie can give some more information.
I mean, as the time comes, I mean, they're still going to, I guess the supervisors and everything got to approve it when they start. I mean, basically, it's just here to see what the logistics is of the bus route and, when they're going to start and how long it's going to be.
It's just going to add a little time to
Yeah.
some routes out. Wayne's talking about Squirrel Hollow Road.
Oh, okay.
You go down there.
So you down Squirrel Hollow
Back
Road,
up.
then come back up 422.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Or vice versa.
Or
if we're
vice
going
versa.
Right.
to start the runs out in the morning.
And that's for the railroad bridge. But
Right.
when the river bridge goes down, that's a major undertaking.
Then we have to
there.
go up to Monocacy to cross.
Yeah, then
So everything goes.
10 minutes each run out of the way. Easy.
Easy.
How do you rearrange the bus stops then?
Well, that's the thing. That's what we were saying. It'd be a whole lot better if they could implement that, shut the railroad bridge down during the summer, so that when all of the runs are being recalculated.
You mean the river bridge?
The river bridge, I'm
Right.
sorry. When the river bridge is closed down, then all the runs have to be looked at anyway, to take care of new kids that are moving up and others that are graduating.
This community's going to become an island soon with all the bridge work.
Yeah, getting boxed in.
I mean, really, the Hay Creek thing, well, these won't be simultaneous. This bridge right out here is at the end of the school year is supposed to be done.
Yeah, that's not too bad, though. I mean, it's just
That one
going
hasn't
around the
had-
block.
It's just a little.
That one's just a problem getting through Birdsboro.
It's a pain in the neck, and
Yeah.
we've already commented, wondering how many mirrors we're going to end up paying for with that two-way traffic on First Street.
I lost
Yeah.
a couple on the tree already.
Yeah,
Really?
On First Street.
yeah.
How about the 345 bridge when that starts? Does that have
Well,
any?
they say
you
they're
don't
going to
take
keep
buses over there. Do
Yeah,
you?
we do,
You
but
do.
they say they're going to keep the old span open during construction.
Are they actually building a new bridge?
right next door?
Right
to it,
next
yeah.
to it.
Yeah,
So, toward the Robinson Township side.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. So is that why they're down there digging all those, putting the
Apparently.
stone where they get
That's why
ready
they
to
put the
piers
bow.
in?
That's why they put the ballast in the river so they can go down there and start digging.
Is that where the piers are going to be then?
Gonna span. I don't think they're going to stick any piers actually in the water. They're going to span it from side to side.
You mean just one? Wow.
Yep.
Well, that goes over both the river and the railroad.
Yep.
So it's that whole span isn't all water.
Without, it's just going to be solid steel with no supports?
Well, there'll be supports on the island, in between the railroad tracks and the river.
Oh, is that where they plan to put the supports?
Mhm.
Okay. On
Yep.
solid ground there.
So
Okay.
so this is nothing compared to when they shut that river bridge down in Douglasville. That would be a
So once they shut the river bridge down in Douglasville, I mean, what impact does that have on you guys as far as, going around and lengthen the bus routes? I mean, are we going to have to give different bus times for the kids to pick them up in the morning? And
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. But, in order to get them to school at the same time, they're going to
Even
be picked
the,
up earlier.
And that has to happen as soon as the project starts.
Exactly.
Right. And even with the railroad bridge, there'll be a few that are going to be impacted. That
Yeah,
we have to
not
move up
too
maybe
much.
10 minutes.
Yeah, that shouldn't be too much.
It's not too many buses, but we've got when the river bridge goes down, that's a big.
That would be major.
How can they work in those in the winter like that, or doesn't that really matter?
It
Doesn't
shocked
matter?
me. I was surprised.
all the demo work they can do in the winter.
That's what I would imagine most of it's going to be in the beginning.
Yeah, all the demo work's going to be over the winter.
How many buses are we talking for the river bridge that have to get rerouted?
Probably 25 for me.
For you.
Yeah.
To me, it's probably only about 4.
Wow.
But
So 30
it's a lot-
buses.
yeah, it's a lot of rerouting to do.
How many for you, Steve?
Probably about 4.
Well, that's kind of your portal over to Amity
Yeah.
Township.
Yeah, that's how almost every one of my routes goes over that. Now, some of them, it's not going to make a big difference, but others.
Well, for your
yeah,
middle
big
school
difference.
runs that are going from there and they don't have to cross the river, you're okay. But
Depending on where they pick up.
Right.
If they pick up at the eastern end of the district.
Right.
They're going to have to go west to go up to Monocacy and then come back east.
well, we'll do what we can to help you. But obviously, we'll have to be doing some. This is why I want to kind of out the community now. Let them know this is coming.
So basically, the impact for the school district would be the pickup times and the drop-off times.
And longer bus times.
Yeah.
Longer time on the bus.
Longer rides.
Obviously, we're going to affect with fuel costs.
But
Sure.
they don't have a lot of. They're not really on the bus that long now. Anyway. I mean, it will be long.
No, but it'll change the time. It'll change the
It'll
dynamic.
make the time.
I mean, the kids won't care. I mean, we just, like Kenny just said, the cost and the
Yeah.
timing and all that we need to know. Okay. I don't know. Does anybody you guys have any questions for them?
Obviously, we're going to try to get some more information out of PennDOT, obviously. I think
If if you have any push with them, it'd be best
Well,
if they pushed it till
Well,
January.
Kenny,
anyway,
we had a meeting about a year
So
ago.
the railroad bridge, push it till January.
if they could.
If we could start that like after Christmas vacation, it would just,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was another purpose. That's true. They are asking for our feedback. So
Yeah, so basically the letter, you got the letter that Chaz wrote, don't you?
yeah.
He basically states on the letter that it would be December or early in January at the latest. So basically,
but they are seeking our input.
basically early January would be the best.
yeah, make it that they could start that right after
Because
the
the few we
holiday.
have to adjust could be done easily.
I imagine that railroad bridge could take this. That take 6 months. Where we could get into the summer, maybe. Where
Oh,
then again, I don't know.
I think that's going to be longer because that's
what we're
everything on
talking
that
about.
one. That bridge is 90 years old. It was built in
The railroad bridge.
1922. There's a chevron stamped into the concrete
How
that I
about
can
that?
see from the window of our.
You know, they all wear out eventually.
Yeah, it's amazing when you think about it. That, you know, the type of vehicles that were on the road in 1922. That
Model Ts.
look what we're driving over it now.
Yeah.
It's a bridge where Roger
Way
Ladner
over
used to always sit
engineered.
on.
Yeah,
Roger Ladner used to always sit on there.
yeah.
All right.
I guess that's about it.
So pickup time, drop off times, logger bus times, and
Cost.
basically our recommendation would be to start in early January.
Yeah, and like Steve said, really like to try to find out that timetable,
I got that
and
down.
if that river bridge could be, if they could wait until after school's out in June to start that
For the river bridge.
for the river bridge.
I mean, no matter what you look at it, it's probably going to be bad timing, even if, say, they start the river bridge or the railroad bridge in January, come summer, they start the river bridge. What are they saying for timeline?
I would say right now, I mean, that river, they're not going to start on the river bridge before June.
And then how long?
No way.
I'll be surprised if
No way.
I can't imagine they're going to
No
have that
way.
railroad bridge
Especially
done
if they're
by-
widening it and they got to pour them bulkheads up there and stuff like that.
But you're still looking where it's going to affect us, probably beginning of next
But
year.
it would be better for the summer for planning than it would be during the middle of the school year. That's when we
Right.
route everything.
Sure.
That's all I have.
Well, you're welcome to stay for the rest, but I'm sure you have other things to do.
That's all right,
Thanks.
but I think I'll pass.
Thanks for coming out.
Sure. Right.
Thanks for coming.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah, I'll talk to Chaz some more.
No problem finding your way out, right?
Yeah, we're a little worried about that. We'll get you a walking GPS.
No smoking in the hall.
All right, basically, so to continue with the bridge projects, the Hay Creek Bridge project, the completion's supposed to be May of 2013. So that'll be at the end of the school year. The 345 River Bridge, they don't give no month. They just said the completion 2014.
That's a pretty aggressive schedule.
Pending. Yeah. Yeah. The cafeteria update. I'm still working with Clark right now on some sketch drawings. I should have them back by the end of the week. What I'm looking at right now, big money costs right now, basically the hoods down there. Right now the hoods we have down there basically have no drip trays on them, and I'm trying to get with System Design, Union Township, for them to come up to inspect them to see if we can grandfather them in. If we can't grandfather them in, this might be a deal breaker. The hoods.
You can't modify.
I'm working with Clark on it. I won't have a real definite answer till Friday, early next week.
What do these trip hoods look like? I mean, what does that mean?
The hoods?
Yeah.
The hoods are over like the ovens, any open flame, over the impinger ovens. They're the big suction hoods. that
Yeah,
suck
but
things
what
out.
mean this trip?
Oh, the drip trays? The drip trays are right at the bottom of basically the screens. Okay, and it's a tray that comes down then the fat just drips into these things. But the ones that we have now, okay, around the inside, there's a big drip tray around the whole inside of these hoods, okay, and it's about 3 inches wide that goes all the way around. You could not install a hood like that nowadays and be legal in a new building.
Well, because it would sit there and there's
Because it would
possibility of
sit there and a
catching fire.
possibility of catching on fire.
I see.
Can we modify them? I'm sure we can modify them somehow. But also with that, we have to make sure we have the CFM flow up through them. One side's going to have Ansel put in, Ansel system put in it. I mean, which we can do.
What's that mean?
It's a fire retardant.
Oh, okay.
Were they ever in before?
Ansel systems? Yeah, we have them in all our buildings.
I knew they
No,
were
not down there.
not down there.
No.
Kenny, when you say it would make it prohibitive, in what way?
As far as cost,
What would the change in cost result in?
I have no idea till I find out from Clark on.
Because we do have some
Yeah,
room in that budget. It's a question of how much we want to spend. So we would have to let the board know the difference.
I need the sketch plan right now, and the preliminary sketch plans and the drawings, so I can talk.
Set the basis on where we're truly stand.
Yeah. So basically, like I said, I'm waiting for SDE to come up and basically give me a yay or a nay on it. I had Clark up here to check out the dishwasher. They said the dishwasher is operational, but it's outdated, but repairable, some of the relays and stuff. The ladies in the cafeteria love that dishwasher. It's a lot better than the one they have at the existing kitchen right now. So that's repairable. That was another big item that I was waiting to get back on. Basically, that's it. I did call Michelle Cobb from L&I, and basically she referred me to a local ordinance as far as the hoods down there. So I'm just dealing with SDE right now on that. Most of the stuff in the kitchen, you weren't here, Scott. Most of the stuff in the existing kitchen down here, we would just take down there. Yeah, take down there.
But the hoods are critical.
The hoods are critical. The hoods are real critical right
Very,
now.
very large.
Yeah, they're large. Also check with them on the walk-ins. They do not recommend that we remove the walk-ins up here and take them down there. For the reason being that basically the walk-ins, the way they are up here, it's a 4-inch insulated floor. Okay? We basically have to take that up here and take that floor down there. When you take an insulated floor up out of an existing walk-in, we're going to crack it all up. She said you'll never get it out because it's fit in there. So the floors so once the floors are jeopardized, you attach the wall to the floors, this middle section to the floors, everything gets attached to the floors. So if we jeopardize the floors and taking them out in any way, there's going to be scrap.
So what do we have down there now?
We have 2 walk-ins, very small walk-ins, but all the condensing units and compressors are shot.
So you have to figure the cost in.
It'll be basically the big major cost to build this down there, to take it down there, will basically be the walk-in refrigerator, the walk-in freezer, and of course the hoods if we have to do the hoods. That'll be the major
And what was
cost.
the total amount we have in the cafeteria fund?
It was like 150.
150.
You know.
So you're starting to push toward the upper limit of that.
Yep. Yep. And that don't give us no wiggle room or anything like that.
What was
but
the projection roughly? Do you have any kind of number before?
I have no number on it. I have no number on what it takes or anything like that.
No, the only thing that we said was we didn't want to burn out that whole cafeteria fund.
Right.
Because like right now, I almost need a combi oven for up here in this cafeteria up here to make it through the year. I mean, K&D won't come back and repair it anymore.
How old is it?
97, so you're pushing 15 years. We're pretty much heavy use every day.
What's the cost of that?
Right now, the cost of that would probably be around $32,000 for a new combi oven.
Wow.
And which in turn, we could turn around and take that down to the annex got. But that's just basically an idea of what that kind of stuff costs.
What kind of oven is that?
It's a combi oven. It's a steam, basically, it's a steam oven, and you can make, not only use it as steam, you can use it as like a bake oven.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's like with anything, once you kind of open the patient, you never know what's really inside, so we have to,
You have to look at it.
look at it.
That's definitely a cost right now that we have to replace.
Yes.
But that could be factored into the total budget.
That could be factored into the total budget down there. So I'm just going to wait off on that and limp through this up here until we get a total cost of that down there.
Okay.
Building issues from Hurricane Sandy. The roofs. I've seen roofs leak here where they've never leaked before. Basically from, the knee walls going up in different height sections, hitting the expansion joints, hitting the breathers and the concrete or brick and just running down the walls. So we had some leaks where we never had them before. We'll see if it leaks there. We went up on the roofs. No roofs were jeopardized or anything like that. We had some ridge cap blow off over at AIC. That was replaced Friday. So everything's repaired back up. AIC, where we didn't get a chance to seal that roof up in the fall, that's fine. So we're good to go. Trees, we had a lot of trees blow down. 2 pine trees out of Birdsboro. A bunch of these stadium pine trees out here, the new plants. That's why some of them go brown, because kids push them out of the ground and they can't re-root. But we had a lot blow over out there again. Pine trees at the stadium.
Amazing it's something that small.
Yep. Equipment at the buildings. Down at the garage, we got a power surge down there, and 2 of our automatic door openers fried. The relays fried inside of them, which fried the motors. So we're going to repair them. I got with Danielle on all this stuff. So, and also I got a call last Wednesday. They couldn't turn the gym lights on or the stage lights on over to MEC. So basically, went over there, got with the company. Troubleshot the thing, and basically our processor for our lights on the stage and in the gym, it took a hit. Probably with the power surge when it came back on, some of the electricity came back on over there. We took a hit. So basically that goes to a dimmer panel, and that goes to a transfer. So I got with the company. We're all on manual, so we're operating everything off the dimmer panel right now.
And they're going to try to repair.
What I got to do is they're sending me a loaner. As soon as I get that loaner, I'm going to stick the loaner in there and send ours back and see what the prognosis on the unit processor is.
Considering the magnitude of that storm,
Yeah,
we lucked out.
very fortunate. Just a heads up, I don't know if you guys know, as far as Red Cross in Berks County, we're an emergency shelter here at the high school. So we never got the call or anything like that, just so you know, if there is
Where do we
any type of disaster or anything like that, we are one of the first calls in southeast Berks County for a shelter. So Gary and I discussed this several times, if we ever have to open this building up for a shelter, since it's a play-by-play what we're going to do with the building, how many people are in here.
Do we use the annex?
We use the high school gym. The overflow will go into the auditorium and the cafeteria.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all filed with the Red Cross.
It's all filed with Berks.
I can't remember the last time they
Emergency
actually did they ever have to open this?
Yeah, we had it open. It was during the floods when we had them floods. What was that, last year? Red Cross is here.
Did anybody come in?
2 people.
2 people.
Yeah.
So they set the whole gym cots.
Cots, water, everything.
Yeah, the state asked us, they sent an email out during the storm from one of their offices about
what buildings we're using. I just referred them to the Red Cross plan because the Red Cross keeps a record of where all their sites are.
We have to do a survey every year. I don't know if I got the survey in here. I have to fill it out again until the end of the year. It's how many square footage of the gym, square footage, how many seats are in the auditorium, how many people could we serve from the cafeteria, just things like that. Last time you missed this, Scott, we went down and just toured like the relocation of the district offices. Basically, what we're looking at is basically right now to redo the HVAC in them offices, and which would be B1, B2, and B3. We're probably looking at about $60,000 for the cost of, the HVAC. We do have the lines in there. We'd have to get basically 4 smaller units. To use them bigger units in one office area, it just blow you out. So we'd have to go with...
Trying to get some other school, some surplus used ones?
I'm trying.
Still working on that?
I'm still working on it. That's hard because everybody's using their parts and everything and stuff breaks.
Okay.
Yeah, it's tough. And basically construction costs as far as materials, studs, drywall, electric flooring, doors, paint. I mean, you're basically looking at anywhere from, probably around $5 grand, $5 to $10 grand. That's just ballpark figures. So basically what we pay down there.
So for the first year,
it's going to be a wash.
a little bit of, we'll make maybe net $25,000 because we pay about $90,000 in rent.
Now also we have the
Plus the utilities.
boardroom downstairs. We're calculating around 20,000.
That's all in that 86.
It's all in that
It's like
86.
almost $90,000.
Yes.
Okay.
With utilities,
I'm just trying to keep people out of using that boardroom just based on the getting through Birdsboro. It's miserable getting down there for meetings.
Okay.
Plus they had been out there digging for a while. I think that's stopped now.
And basically all our construction, we're doing this all in-house.
Correct.
yeah, everything's going to be in-house. Everything will be in-house. It's the
We'll
same-
go now or within 4 months if they tell us they have a tenant because they said they would release us, except for the price of painting the place. So we're just on hold. If they don't come up with anything, next year's the last of our lease, then we can just walk out.
Okay.
So we have maximum, 18 months left there?
June of 2014.
Yeah, so 18 months, give or take.
As far as the buildings, we're going to start on the high school restrooms in November. Not a whole lot of things going on right now except fixing things and doing a lot of our preventive maintenance that we didn't get done over the summer because of all the moving and building and stuff like that. So we're just playing catch up right now. Doing a lot of strainers, drain the towers, drain the chillers, and getting ready for the winter, getting all that stuff done right now. As far as grounds, what I'm going to do is I got with Martin's. I'm going to get a couple loads of Diamond Techs in here now, cover them up, try to do some of the baseball fields now in the low points. So when spring rolls around, all we got to do is room them and get them out there.
Can we go after Berkshire? You give us any?
Yeah.
Help participate in that?
Yeah, they do. They do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's no cost?
I don't know about that, but they help out. They help out.
I know they help out. I just
They help out.
familiarize with that.
Yeah, they help out. And that's basically it. The high school, which we agreed on that contract with Tremco there. Every time I call them, every time we have a little leak, they're up here repairing it. Out of all that rain that we had, any existing leaks that we had prior to the hurricane, they didn't leak. So we're in good shape.
Tremco's going for
Yep, that's working. And that's basically it. I touched on the garage doors. the MEC processor, pine trees. We had one soccer goal that got pretty tangled up over at the middle school, over at the park with the wind. So we're going to go over and Brian's going to go over and get that tomorrow, see if he can fix it. If not, see if we can scab some patches on it to straighten it out.
Did Ron Hevelow talk to you about the piece of fence over at the stadium where, you know where the band sits all the way to the left?
Mm-hmm.
There's the fencing that goes along the side of the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the railing fence that kind of goes down.
Mm-hmm.
There's a spot about that big, space between them, a gap. And I pulled a little kid on the Muhlenberg game who got down, who shuffled down in there to, go from the stands down to that grassy area, and he was hanging there like a scarecrow on the fence.
Sure.
So
No one
I
ever
reached up and just kind of grabbed him enough to pull
Even
him
the
off,
grounds
but-
guys didn't say nothing.
But
So
I
it's
said-
on on the home side, the east side.
Yeah,
Home
but if
east
you
side.
talk to Ron
Yeah.
Hevelow, he was there. I pointed out to him. I said, "Hey, I just pulled this little kid off the fence."
Is it jagged?
No, it's just
Just pull loose.
top
Just the end of the fence.
It's the top of that fence there, and what happens is you get the top. I can't explain it. The very top of the fence,
Like
has
the
those
spikes,
fingers,
yeah.
And the kid was was skinny enough to slip through there,
Uh-huh.
but in the back of his jacket got caught on the on the fence, and his legs weren't tall enough to get him off, so he was kind of hanging there for a brief second.
All right.
So I pointed out to.
We'll take a look at it. I'll talk to Ron.
He said he was going to talk to you, so
Nah, he never said nothing to me about it.
Well, I think all you need is a little piece of fence just to tie in there with some
Zip
metal
ties.
and-
All right. All right, just keep them going down there. That's all I have right now. I mean, like I said, we're just catching up, doing a lot of preventive work right now.
Well, I guess, like I said, hopefully another week and a half, you'll have ideas as far as the.
I'll have ideas, and I'll share them with Gary and
I mean, the
when
deciding
Michelle.
factor, I guess,
when
would
Mich-
be the hood.
What deciding the factor is going to be if we're going to do this thing at all is the cost.
Right. Well,
And then if you want to exceed the cost, then we have to decide whether or not.
Then we got to decide what we're going to do.
I mean, I think we should go forward and decide that we want to either do or not do the project based on its merit. And then if we don't, because the cost is too prohibitive, I mean, at some point you'll get to a diminishing return on your cost.
I think it would help the schedule greatly. In the
Oh, I'm not backing
environment, I
down
think
on the
that's-
fact that it's
yeah.
a good thing to do. It's just we may have to reforecast the budget numbers based on this.
Well, like I said, the hoods and obviously that'd be nice if they could modify and grandfather that in. So and the walk-ins, you get the walk-in numbers and the hood, and that seems like it's.
Yeah, if I can use the hoods, I mean, basically we just take the hoods out of the bid. And how it's going to be done is we're going to be the GC, and it's done through Clark. So basically Clark's doing basically the whole thing right now, so it's CoStar State Contracting. And basically if we go then, they'll do the design build and just basically do it for nothing as long as we buy the stuff off of that. And it's all state contracted through CoStar, so it keeps us from going out and procuring somebody to draw us up a design build.
So who has the final decision then on if the hoods can be grandfathered?
I'm working with STE right now. They're the township engineer.
That's a code issue.
It's a code issue.
Okay. That's
Press, any questions?
For those who may not know, I'm Carol. You're going to be letting go of the Matthew Brooks office, is that what you're discussing?
We have a lease to hold our administrative offices there that runs through June of 2014. We have asked if they can get a tenant prior to that, if they would release us from the term of the lease. So we'll work that out if and when that time comes.
Okay, and that's a $90,000
We have to budget approximately $90,000 a year for the rental space.
and the utility.
Now the utilities probably send it up a little more than that. That's just the rental.
Basically a ballpark with a boardroom and the office area and the utilities. Ballpark 90, it's like Gary said.
I didn't realize it was the only thing. I just go there for the meetings, and I
Yeah.
didn't know that you have other offices.
You know, on the second, we had the second floor of the front wing along 724.
We have 6,200 feet up on that second floor.
6,200 on the second.
Square feet.
And where are you planning to put the new offices?
Right here in the high school.
Right in the high school.
We're going to refurbish a certain wing of the school that'll
What
be
is it now?
easy access for the public.
It would be B1, B2, and
the annex.
B3 of the annex.
That was my next question, because I don't know what you refer to as the annex.
The annex is the old high
The
school.
original high school.
Okay, that's when you first come in?
That would be right out front here in the grass towards the east end. And that was close proximity where the high school offices were originally.
Okay, so right now you use that space as...
It was classroom space, but we were able to repurpose some other areas to move. I think that there were only 3 teachers there, 3 teachers affected by the move.
Okay. So you talked about, you didn't talk about setting the budget for that, did you?
For that, no, not really.
HVAC, you think about 60,000.
Approximately.
Okay. And as far as the cafeteria, what is going on with that, the annex cafeteria? You want to move that to...
We have 2 cafeterias in the building. One's been shut down for a number of years, and we're trying that the high school principal has come up with some ideas about being able to gain some instructional time by restructuring his lunches, but the only way we can do it is with a bigger kitchen. We actually have a bigger kitchen than the one we currently use. So we're trying to use our cafeteria fund as a source of money, which is non-taxpayer dollars, to help us fund refurbishing it so that we can make use of it, just to improve our overall program.
Right, which is the 150,000.
Approximately. That's not a solid figure.
So you have that old kitchen, which you haven't been using, it's down in the annex, and you want to move everything up to just expand on the...
It would actually be going back to the old, that was the old high
That
school
used to be the high
cafeteria.
school cafeteria.
Okay,
There's two primary large cafeteria rooms on the that'd be the southeast side of the building.
The principal wants to make the current cafeteria then, if that plan is able to come to fruition, he wants to make the current cafeteria the student union, which is like a privileged area for seniors to relax and put in like coffee bar and juice bar for kids to relax during the day and potentially serve a light breakfast in there as well. That would all be part of the...
I believe the
cost.
larger cafeterias would also aid in serving obviously a larger quantity of students. That would aid in more instructional time.
okay, so it wouldn't actually be in the same area, or
No.
it would be different parts of the building?
They're actually at opposite ends of the building.
They're at opposite ends of the building, and that would be, so you'd just be changing it to, you're calling it what are you calling it, a student union?
Well,
There is a student union now. It's down.
Student union area.
It's down in the annex cafeteria.
Okay.
There's 2 big rooms down there that basically would become the cafeteria for regular lunches if this plan is something we can do.
If this works out.
The student union would
They
be.
can go out and push trees down.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, got it. I was completely surprised at the bridge. Did the bridge just go out
At Hay Creek on 724?
Yes.
That went out a couple months
That
ago
went out about 2 months ago. Yeah.
Okay,
Started.
I've been down here.
to start the school year. Yeah, right at the beginning of the school
Oh,
year.
great.
Yeah, that's what we thought too. But if you got to fix a bridge, you got to fix a bridge.
That was interesting coming up First Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not fun.
We're sort of diving in and out.
Yeah.
On that note, when Steve said that they were having some damaged mirrors on their on the buses, because I know there is still parking on the west side or the north side of that street. Did anybody ever approach Borough Council about eliminating parking on that
I think
side?
they had a big squabble over
They
that.
had
'Cause I
a
was-
huge squabble over that. Huge.
I thought that actually hit the newspapers where they interviewed a lady and
Huge.
she was complaining and
Huge.
Yeah, because I used to live on Hook Street, which is just right above
Right
there,
above.
and all those homes have parking behind their homes,
right.
which is, you know.
No, there was a big squall. Actually, I think they interviewed him on Channel 69 News.
See, I must have missed that.
It
one.
was big.
I missed that one.
It was
Yeah,
huge.
they already fought
Oh,
that
yeah.
battle and
Yeah.
nothing came of it.
Yeah.
It's very nice when there's nothing there. You know?
Yeah.
But
Well, you know what I try to do? I go down to 724 and then up over past the field, and then I turn down, so you don't have all that
Come out
in and out. You
Come out at Sal's
come in
and
at
just
Sal's Pizza and make a right turn.
Come on at Water Street.
Yeah, it's easier. It really is. You don't
what
have to
I
worry
do.
about all that traffic. Except if you
what I
roll
do.
through that stop sign there, there's always traffic. You have to be very careful.
it's a shame that they don't have the road. I noticed they barricade that near the Legion.
Had the VF.
Everybody would be cutting through there.
That'd be a nightmare.
I was going to ask them if they minded if I
Especially the
moved
people,
it.
especially the people coming
I figured
out
I
of
better
VFW.
just do what everybody else. I better not look like I'm getting any special favors.
Somebody wanted an insurance claim and they'd be standing in the middle out there, guaranteed.
No, they were smart to block that off. That would have been a nightmare.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.